Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're putting Twitter away because, man, that app can get depressing, and getting ready to watch Sebastian playing as the Red Chinese prepare to take on Hera playing as the Blue Turks. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Chinese are a well-rounded Civ whose economic bonuses and strong tech tree means a player actually has a lot of options on how to crush his or her enemies. To start with, all technologies become progressively cheaper, all the way up to 30% in Imperial. Chinese farms also start with 10% more food. Their town centers support 10 population space, which is why you see Sebastian not exactly rushing to build extra houses. And you hit the ground running, if you notice in the beginning of the game, with 3 extra villagers, but 200 less food, basically starting the game with 0 food and 50 less wood. Now, to help defend your economy against raid, Chinese town centers come with extra line of sight and give you, which by the way gives you more time to garrison your villagers and prepare to defend them, and your walls and towers can be upgraded to get 30% more HP. Now, on the field of battle, the Chinese can field all top-of-the-line infantry, although without the supplies upgrade, you will have to pay a little bit extra for your champions. Their foot archers and skirmishers are also quite strong, especially if you mix in their unique unit, the Chukanu. This is basically a foot archer unit that fires multiple arrows and can be upgraded to get a +2 attack. Now, the Chinese siege can be a pain in the ass to deal with, since their scorpions can be upgraded to get a massive +4 attack boost. And man, oh man, have I gotten myself into trouble by saying that the Chinese cavalry line is mediocre or not something to write home about. I stand by that, although everyone has different opinions. I will only say that the Chinese camels are their saving grace. Now, opposing the Red Chinese, we've got the Blue Turks, played by Hera, a civilization built around that amazing gunpowder. Gunpowder units are created faster, have extra HP, come with cheaper technologies, and some gunpowder units can actually be upgraded to get extra range. Now, staying on brand, the unique unit of the Turks is the Janissary. This is a more expensive but less accurate hand cannoneer with more range, more HP, a better attack and armor, but no bonus against infantry, which is something to seriously consider. Now, to support these heavy-hitting units, but expensive units on the field of battle, the Turks can field some pretty decent supporting units on their own right. Their scout line units do come with extra pierce armor. Their cav archers can be upgraded to get 20 more HP, which, by the way, is a 40% increase in HP. And their scout line units automatically upgrade to the next level. What I mean by that is scouts automatically become light cav in castle and automatically become hussars in Imperial, which saves you about 1,300 resources and a whole lot of research time. Now, in order to defend their gunpowder, rather to afford their gunpowder units, which, as we all know, can be very expensive, Turkish gold miners do work 20% faster, and they get the chemistry upgrade for free. So we've got a battle here of 2 of the OG Age of Kings 1998 civilizations, one with an incredibly diverse tech tree designed to basically overwhelm opponents, another with a very powerful tech tree designed to brute force their way in and destroy their opponents in the hands of 2 incredibly capable players. Now, while we've been reviewing the civs, going over the tech trees and whatnot, both players are now sitting on 18-19 villagers apiece, no doubt starting almost to get the resources needed to go up to feudal. Let's take a look at their settlements, see if anyone is in a particular advantage or disadvantage. Hera, completely open to the west, the south, the north, east, a little bit easier to wall off, but man, he's close to the edge of the map, so no real need to wall that off beyond maybe a house or 2 and some palisades over here. Primary gold, nice and secure in the back. Primary stone, a little bit off campus in a nice number 3 shape. Might do well to capture that area and hold on to it. Sebastian has actually now stumbled upon these berry bushes and sees where his opponent is, immediately turns the scout to start scouting. Sebastian himself, let's take a look at his base. The entire western portion, not too bad to wall off here, but the north, the east, and the south completely open. Primary gold, not really forward facing, more kind of to the side off campus. And to not be outdone by Hera's 3 shape, his M-shaped primary stone is very forward. So both players here with their incredibly forward stone. Hera's is a little bit further away, but his gold is nice and secure in the back, whereas Sebastian's is secure a little bit off to the side, although not too far distance for villagers to, let's say they have to escape from raiding, not the end of the world. I would give the base advantage here to Hera, just again because of this gold, primary gold in the back. It's got a nice secondary stone a little bit further away, but I think Sebastian has already seen it. Yeah, he's seen it, has not seen the primary stone, probably doesn't think that it's that far off campus since his is not that far off campus as well. And let's take a look at what Hera has scouted. He's seen the wall off, he's seen the house, so he knows exactly where his opponent is located. You don't get to 27 14 Elo without having a bit of game sense. Let's put it like that. For now, both players have hit Feudal on the back of very similar villager counts. Hera as the Turk in the 20 range. Sebastian is 22. Military count identical for both. Although very soon, Hera will have 3 scouts to the 1 scout and 1 spearman of his opponent. Most likely a defensive spearman, if I had to guess. Although he is patrolling a little bit away from the base here. No doubt once this wall up goes up, he will move and reposition himself. No point in keeping him out there. Although maybe he'll stay there as an early detection. The version of radar here for Age of Empires is units away from your base and structures to spot enemy incursions. Red has to finish this wall off quickly or else Hera will be inside his base. Not something you want the best player in the world to have entered the ooey gooey center of your base, especially. Has Hera seen where the gold is located? He has not. That is unfortunate for him, right at the edge of the vision here. What about Sebastian? Has located the primary gold. So Sebastian can decide to put some aggression on there for now, pumping out archer units as well, which tells me he wants to go forth and be as annoying as possible with this ragtag army of spearmen, archers, and a scout cav. Man, he's carved out a huge chunk of the map for himself. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen, but look at this. This is a big old chunk of the map. This is like a 1/6 of the map that he's carved out for himself, and my usual refrain still stands. When you do something like this, when you take a huge bite out of the apple, you have to be prepared to defend these extremities. I mean, there's nothing Sebastian can do if this palisade comes under attack. Where's the closest villager? Up here? She is going to have a quite a journey. Move aside, Bilbo Baggins. This villager is going to have an unexpected journey here all the way to repair that. But for now, Hera leaving his base completely open will come under attack. I love the addition of 2 spearmen to be able to zone out his scout cav. I think Sebastian did see 2 scout calves, so knows that Hera is probably going that way. Plus, again, the Turks, never a bad idea to go scout cav, because you know the second you hit castle, these guys automatically become light cav. No need to research, no need to click anything. It's just an absolute amazing feature of the Turks, much like the Bulgarians have that for their militia line units automatically upgrading. The Turks have that for these guys. Hera continuing to pump out. The only issue is that this is a lot of food for him. This is 400 food that he's invested in pumping out these scout cavalry units. 400 food that he could have used to very much be able to go up to castle much quicker than his opponent. But take a look at kill count. 4 kills to none, and this is the last remaining unit of that tiny expeditionary force that I liked so much. 1 HP on this scout. We'll call him Bob. Bob is furiously running home, but is this walled off? Will Bob survive? He runs into some bamboo. Hera chases him down, corners him, and Bob is no more. His friend, the spearman, Sam the spearman, is going to get surrounded by a few scouts that are moving backwards. Michael Jacksoning him to death, moonwalking him to death, and now Hera, master of the domain here, is the only army out on the map. Where the hell are these 6 archers? They are hiding inside of their inside of the archery range. Okay, good wall off here by Sebastian. Not his first time at the rodeo. These kinds of lakes, when they form part of your outer perimeter, can be so annoying to deal with. If you miss even one small tile, you leave the area exposed to enemy raids. Hera will see the flag up on this archery range. What is it? Is it skirmisher? Is it archers? What is the Chinese player doing, wonders Hera as he continues to poke and prod. And I mean, he assumes that the forest reaches the end of the map, and he assumes correctly, but still would have been well served to explore, splitting his units up. Now Hera doing what Hera does best in the early game, in my opinion, scouting the hell out of the map, looking for relics, looking for resources. I'm surprised he's clumped them into groups of 3 and has not sent each individual unit towards a different direction. Sebastian first to rather go up the castle, basically 30 seconds ahead of his opponent, getting upgrades for his ranged units, defensive upgrades for his horsey units or camel units. And now Hera exploring the northern reaches. How many relics does he see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 relics. Sebastian has seen, luckily, 1 relic, 2 relics, and that's basically it. His vision, by the way, is completely gone. Although starting to move out onto the map with the 9 archers that will become crossbows very soon. They do manage to run into some scouts, have to retreat, otherwise these 2 units are going to be in trouble. Okay. And pushing forward in 20 seconds, these are going to be crossbows with a good amount of upgrades. +1 attack, +1 range. Feeling comfortable enough. He's getting wheelbarrow at this moment on the back of 36 villagers, trying to bust his way in here to the front. Not much that Hera can do to defend this unless he wants to plop down a market or something to defend against this. Camel out. Like I said, I have many opinions, and those who join me on the live streams, my daily live streams at 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern, depending on the day, and those who watch my videos know that I'm not shy about expressing those opinions. And like in Age of Empires, the answer is never super duper clear, but I don't think the Chinese cavalry line is anything to write home about, although an amazing viewer recently pointed out one thing I did miss is that the technologies from the blacksmith, because of the Chinese tech bonus, are cheaper, which I guess helps. My logic was that the cavalry line, there's nothing special about it in terms of bonuses. You know, they don't have extra speed like the Cumans. They don't have discounts like the Magyars or the Berbers. They don't have hussars and paladins. Paladins I'm not too overly worried about because how many games end in paladins, but missing hussars to me is a huge drawback unless you're playing the Malians with the Farimba upgrade. Then you can be missing hussars all the live long day, but when you just flat out miss hussars, that really handicaps your ability to put a lot of late game pressure on your opponent, which is why, again, I say there are nothing to write home about. Not bad, not good, but nothing to write home about. Of course, they're, like I said in the beginning, their camels are their saving grace, but let me know what your opinions are. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I an idiot? As long as the criticism is constructive, it is always welcome on this channel. And like I said, I don't think there is a right answer to a lot of things. There's a lot of people who play this game or watch this game who think they know what the hell all the answers are. They think they have an encyclopedic knowledge of a game that has about 1 million different facets and things going on all at once. Why are these 2 spearmen just hanging out on opposite sides of this forest? Neutral ground here between red and blue. In the meantime, while I've been blabbing on about my opinions and nonsense, Sebastian has very much inserted himself into Hera's base. Army supply more than double. Hera is housed at 70. Marketplace going up 3 houses, but on the back of only 1 villager, so not the quickest unhousing. Sebastian, though, not too far behind in terms of population, getting a monastery. And let's see what Sebastian can do here. For now, he seems to be retreating with this army. Not too sure if he expects some kind of huge push out of Hera, or if he saw did he see the monastery? Maybe that's why. I mean, definitely sees the monks now. Did not see the monastery. So an interesting retreat there. I'm not a big fan of busting into your opponent's settlement, by the way, unless you have a very clear exit plan. Sebastian understanding that and not really pushing in. Otherwise, he would have been waylaid by a town center and a huge number of monks. 4 monks, 5 in the, rather 5 after the production cycle is done. Very aggressive town center here out of Sebastian, who is now himself housed at 75. It happens to everyone. Pro players, low elo, high elo, doesn't matter. The more you play, the more you realize everything happens to everyone in Age of Empires, and there's absolutely no shame in it. As long as you rectify the situation, as long as you fix it, ain't nothing wrong with a mistake here or there. Unless, of course, it's late game and the mistake costs you the game. Then maybe, you know, watch the playback like a basketball player. Watch, you know, the game. See where you did it went wrong. See what you did right. Mangonel, wake up. Surprised he didn't manage to take a shot off here. And now it looks like Sebastian is looking for the relics and does find the one in this corner. Did find the one to the north. So what relic is he missing? Just this one here in this Dorito-shaped gap in his vision. Hera with a 4th town center. Love this location. Maybe would have been better a little bit closer to the forest here to give him easy access to that lumber, but because the forest is on the outside and he knows that there's crossbows on the field of battle, maybe he's more concerned about losing those villagers than getting that town center up. In any event, the monk converts the spearman. Okay. You know, any convert you can get is great. Supplies, though, take a look. 83 villagers for our Turk, 67 for our Chinese, but army supply 26 to 17. Let's look at the army comp while the players are disengaged. 12 camels, 11 crossbows, and 2 monks. Not going to count the scout cavalry because why the hell would I? Basically useless at this point. Hera, on the other hand, 9 light cav going up to 11. 6 monks, 2 spearmen. Not going to count those, and a mangonel. So Hera opting to go very much heavy on the light cav. And remember, these automatically became light cav the second he hit castle. No need to spend time, no need to spend money on upgrading them. The scout cavalry is going to get chased away by this faster moving Turkish light cav. And now Hera is swarming this very aggressively placed town center, but Sebastian no doubt expected it. There's a, you know, when you put a town center outside like this, you know, you expect it. Beautiful wall off here. You do not want how many 6 or 5 of Hera's light cav swarming the inside of your base looking for villager kills, although Hera being a little oh no. Okay, only 2 got in. Only 2 managed to get in. Beautiful here. Oh god, the monk pops out at the exact wrong time. Terrible. Camels need to get their asses over here and start helping out, or at least put some kind of counter pressure on your opponent. For now, Hera with the 2 scouts taking on 2 camels. We all know how that ends. Let's take a look at the upgrades. The camels seem to be a 0+1. Hera's light cav a 0+2. So despite the fact that they're stronger, that +9 cavalry attack bonus on these camels wins the day. And that's it. That's all that Hera had out on the map. Hera is now completely in the dark, moving out with a monk to get a relic that I think his opponent already took. Last relic on the map, 2 relics apiece, very much in Red's territory. Red trying to cement control over the center of the map with, my goodness, if ever there was a King of the Hill castle. Take a look at this one by Sebastian. Look at all the low ground to the north, to the east, to the south. A little bit of a hill here to the west, but don't worry, there's a wolf protecting that high ground, so anyone who tries to claim it will have to deal with him first. Oh my god, did you guys hear that? He was howling, baying at the moon. Who's going to take this last relic? Neither Civ here really having any kind of relic-related features, unlike the you know, the Aztecs or the Lithuanians, the Burgundians. Here, moving out with a lot of villagers here, and 16 of them hiding in the corner, draw the attention of Big Bad Wolf as they walk through the forest to Grandma's house. We'll see who the wolf attacks. For now, though, camels attacking a marketplace. Unless they're Hindustani camels, camels are absolutely dog shit at taking down buildings. These, like I always say, these are very, very purpose-built units, the camels. They can... Even villager snipes are very hard to come by with them. They are designed for one thing and one thing only, and that is to kill cavalry and apparently fishing ships. Cavalry mostly. Anything else, they are absolute terrible, terrible units to take down buildings. Raiding, not my favorite units, also just because, again, they take a while to kill villagers. So if you can raid with something else, raid with something else. For now, though, Sebastian massing 29 camels. Hera is again housed, but this time at 170 and not 70, and outmoves a body of hussars upgrades. +2/+2, okay. Soon to be +2/+3, because Hera is an Imperial. His opponent 15 seconds away himself, building another town center. We'll see who gets here first, the hussars or the town center. One camel does manage to stop them for a brief second. Heavy camel on the way. Pikeman upgrade researched. Finally, iron casting conscription, harder hitting melee units produced faster. Christmas is coming early here for Sebastian. Hera, for his part, also heavy camel riders and blast furnace. Remember, guys, when you play a civ that has blast furnace, because remember, not all of them have it, research it as soon as you can. It takes 100 seconds to research that upgrade. It is very annoying. Unless, of course, you're playing a civ that gets them automatically. Can you guys remember or guess which one? Let's see if you can. If you've watched this part of the video, comment in the... Write a comment below. Tell me which civ gets them for free. 4 camels are absolutely not going to do much here. Although maybe just enough to shoo this away. And shoo them away. Sorry, my mouse derped out a little bit. And shoo them away they did for just a brief second, but here we go. Camel on camel violence. You can tell by the shiny capes that these are now heavies. You can tell by the shiny capes that these are now heavies. Upgrades very much in favor of Hera. Has all of the upgrades for the camels. Sebastian still missing the last attack, the last defense. But his ranged upgrades are better. That being said, he's only got 11 crossbows. There you go. Take a look at Blast Furnace. 1 minute 40 seconds. 100 in-game seconds. It takes so long. Uh-oh, Bombard Cannon exposed, but a good amount of HP. Not too sure why he's running away from the monks with the crossbows. I mean, they're not Persian crossbows with the Commanderan making them trash, but they're not that expensive or important at this stage. Although remember, camels come with a massive pierce armor of 0 and melee armor of 0, so ranged units not that bad at taking them down. Okay, Hera found himself some stone out on the map. So both players don't really seem to be interested in engaging in any kind of battle here. Oh, this is a lot of villagers that Hera's going to catch. More like poking and prodding the edges. Camels to the north. But right as I say that, a big old camel battle here happening in the center of the map. Forget the villagers. Wonder why Hera moved away all of his hussars. His army supply is lower than his opponent. Crossbows, what the hell are you doing derping out on a house? Come help out. Like I said, base pierce armor of 0 is going to make these crossbows not exactly arbalests, but still helpful. And because of that, and because of the numbers, and because, more importantly, of the upgrades, our Chinese camels lose that battle. At the same time, these hussars continue to run amok. 8 kills on them. But a good amount of hussars died as well. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their bodies. That's a good amount of food that Hera lost here raiding with these hussars. But now the battle is back in front of Sebastian's castle in the center. With the what will win here? The castle fire or the mangonel fire? It seems like castle fire for the win. Hera raiding. How many kills now? 12 kills. That's good, but that's not that good, right? I mean, you'd expect it to be in the 20s at this point. Maybe it is, and the units that died had more kills, but look at this. 1, 2 castles going up for our Turk, who continues to mine all of the stone. Why the hell not build castles? And more clumps. Remember, the second he hit Imperial, these light cap became hussars. 3 trebuchets. King of the Hill Castle on the eastern frontier goes down, but there's how many trebs? 4. I don't know who has the high ground advantage here, the Trebs or the castle, but... Oh, nice catch here for Sebastian. We'll get both of the Trebs, but take a look at what I'm talking about. How long it takes for a camel to kill a villager. Like I said, very purpose-built unit. Now a castle for a castle. Love the collapsing animation. That big old cloud of detritus and debris just clogging up the player's lungs with its dust. Okay, castle going up here. We'll have to contend with the wolf for the high ground. And now Hera is down in army supply. Villager count identical, but Hera's got basically 20 idle villagers. The issue for our Chinese here is that he needs to come up with an answer to these hussars. 1.65 speed. They're going to run circles around his static defense, and even though he's pushing in with camels, they are slower, so they will, in theory, never catch up. My goodness, 33 hussars. Absolute mayhem here out of our blue Turk. I feel like they were moving a little slow there for some reason for a unit that moves at 1.65. In any event, action erupting all over the map. Red trying to push in. These Trebs are weak as shit. Must have taken a bombard cannon shot, and right as I say that, somewhere in this entire mess, there he is the bombard cannon destroys all of the offensive capabilities of our Chinese, who now are being raided at home. How many kills? 19. That's a much better number. Now this one's being left alone. Idle villager count growing for Sebastian, who's now fallen to sub 100. Hera 40 villagers, more than 40 villagers ahead of his opponent. Man, these hussars are so annoying with their 7 freaking pierce armor. My goodness, remember the Turks scout line units do come with extra pierce armor +1, which just makes them so annoying for raiding. Camels trying to move in. Camels have to back out. What are we getting? Sipahi, yeah. So take a look at the HP on these cavalry archers in a second. 70 jumps to 90. Wow. Plus more and more upgrades. Hera needs to get the last 2 defensive upgrades, armor upgrades. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I say defensive upgrades. Sometimes I say armor upgrades. Hera has removed himself. 4 kills on these groups of hussars, looking for more resources all over the map. But 1 camel, 8 kills completely. This hero camel has decimated. Although hero, depending on whose perspective you're looking at, definitely not Turkish hero, has decimated that wood line. Treb exposed, halberdiers moving in. These are not Burmese halberdiers with +3 attack and imperial. They are just basic Chinese halberdiers with a standard +4 attack. Red also needs to get his upgrades in line for his ranged units if that's a way direction he wants to go. Especially now that Hera's gone full-blown cav archers. We'll see if he upgrades them to heavies. Oh. Treb on his own trying to take down that castle. These camels look like they came back from fighting those hussars. 18 kills on them. Now they're moving in. I mean, Red's got the counter unit. Red's got the army supply, but where the hell is it? This is not 40 army supply. This is 24. Where's the rest of his army? And Hera here has 22 army supply as well out of 39. There it is. A little bit of raiding ain't never a bad idea. And now a big old exodus of villagers. They are done playing find the resources on the map. They are heading home. They cannot be exposed. Hera learned his lesson from the Great Tree Massacre to the east. The problem is Sebastian has nothing really that can handle these cav archers. They move at a 1.54. The camels can catch them, but with the hussar body block, I don't know how much damage. Plus, again, remember, 0 base pierce armor for these guys. Trying to click 1 to show you yet again. Hera taking this gold. Very, very optimistic move by him. 5 town centers apiece. 2 more on the production tab for our Chinese. 1 more for our Turk. Our Chinese trying to establish a bunch of outposts to get vision. Let's see his vision on the map. Not bad at all. Sees the entirety of the western map. Has vision of the center. These town centers, these outposts will give him vision of the east. What about Hera's vision? Also not terrible, although using units as opposed to static structures like outposts. Camels, halberdiers falling. They have the stronger attack, but they do not have the numbers until finally reinforcements showed up. Not sure you need to bring back all of these halberdiers. And at the end of the day, Hera has completely defended the front of his base. The entire front position here by Sebastian has been nullified. Hera supply capped, 33 cav archers, 26 hussars, 62 villagers on food. He can keep producing hussars all the live long day to do little things like this: annoy, harass, pull your opponent's attention. All you need is for your opponent to make one big mistake, and all of a sudden you've swarmed his base with 15 hussars, and that villager count goes down to the 90s. By the way, guys, Sebastian also supply capped and on a higher villager count. I'm not sure I agree with that. If you're going trash, meaning halberdier, now he's building scout cavalry and light cavalry. How is that possible, by the way? How is he building a scout cavalry and light cav? I don't know how that's possible. Am I missing something? Cancels the scout cav. He wasn't researching the upgrade. It was already upgraded. How the hell was that possible? Did the game just derp out a little bit? I don't know. In any event, I'm seeing little red dots. Hera chooses this moment to swashbuckle his ass over here and take down a bunch of outposts of his opponents. Doesn't need these villagers. Good unit to use while your military here congregates in the front. Camels trying to, like I said, meat shield, meat shield, meat shield. These cavalry archers still not heavy. Hera obviously can't upgrade them. He has no gold because he's queued up so many cav archers, but has dropped to 170 supply. Now tethering his fast camels, his light cav, to these incredibly slow halberdiers. Sebastian makes a retreat, but takes a huge amount of archer fire. Remember, Chinese no hussars, so these light cav are basically as good as it gets. Chemistry, two-man saw. We'll see what the hell our red Chinese plans on doing here. For now, army supply, Hera's a little bit ahead, but a lot of it is in hussars. Red just keeps taking fire here. He's maneuvering, trying to get this castle up. Not sure it's going to go up, especially now that hussars are attacking the villagers, but so much posturing while he kept taking more and more archer fire. Hera's cav archers might need to retreat here, and again tethering the light cav to the halberdiers. Why the hell is he doing that? I mean, I get the inclination to just click your mouse and drag, but you can't do that in a battle against Hera. Hera's micro is just way too good for that. Oh, I thought the castle, I thought he would get all the villagers. No, somehow the combination of halberdier and light cav out of our Chinese has pushed Hera back. 2 camels, 2 crossbows, a battering ram being built, 28 light cav here. Hera with the stronger army, the higher military supply, but somehow continues to be pushed back. These hussars, as I said in the beginning, being an amazing meat shield. But look at Sebastian, 1,000 gold. This gold pile needs to be taken by somebody, either Hera or Sebastian. And now it's our Chinese player's turn to raid. Look at him bifurcating his army, hoping to trap these cav archers somehow. Heavy cavalry archer upgrade being researched. Hera needs to, he needs to get out of dodge with these cav archers. Putting them in the castle is good, but you don't have murder holes. Oh man, what is this? The strongest non-unique unit you can put inside the castle to in terms of adding arrows and attack? Oh my god, so many hussars. 27 here, but only 12 kills. Not exactly the highest. Both players being so annoying. Both players raiding the hell out of each other. Light cav to the north. Hussars have entered the base, but an incredibly defensive castle was started here long ago in a galaxy far away, but by Sebastian. Hera, though, says, you know the awesome thing about static defense? The static part. I'm just going to pivot here to the south. I'm going to enter your farmlands, and I'm going to absolutely demolish you. Sebastian saying the exact same thing, pumping out more and more units. Again, Hera with the supply lead, but Hera being the one pushed back. One ram. Very cocky ram. At least put some halbs in here. make it move a little bit faster. Sebastian is by also 1, 2, trifurcated his units, but oh my god, what a not Sebastian, Hera, what a bad way to use your hussar here attacking a farm. Although your opponent's not really very quick to respond here. 1 halberdier, 1 camel. Hera now swarming. My goodness, how many heavy cav archers? 41 on the field of battle, 3 more heading to reinforce. Treb slowly working away at this castle, and now finally this hussar, having killed the farm, is ready to kill the farmer. Nothing here to give Sebastian any kind of reprieve from this. What are you doing? What do you want? Okay, not that this halb can do anything with its massive 2 HP. And now Hera pivots again with a fresh body of cavaliers. So Hera here opting to raid, but not with small clumps. We're not talking about 5 or 6. He's talking about 10 over here. We're talking about 15 over here, which is probably explains why he keeps getting pushed back in the center, just because the half of his army is out raiding partying. 2. 1 more. There it goes. Oh, they die at the same time. A treb for a ram. A pretty good trade. The castle has fallen. The base is under attack. Sebastian either not noticing or ignoring, pushing forward. He has half the army supply of Hera. It looks like he is very much being pulled apart here, though villager count identical. Hera supply capped, but army supply is the real story here. And we're not talking about army supply like skirmishers and halberdiers. No, no, no. We're talking about fully upgraded Turkish hussars. 900 HP, and cav archers are going to snipe everything here. Red trying to distract with halberdiers while he secretly moves his 18 force light cav into position. Okay, Hera doesn't notice, or notices a little bit too late. A few random rams coming up, but this is way too much cav archer out of our Turk, who's now going up to 47 if he can get the supply. And yeah, look at this. 1 raid here, 1 raid here, a raid over here. Absolute bedlam, absolute chaos here. Hera with the absolute, oh my god. Oh, I don't know if you guys are into numerology or whatnot, but Hera 666, 666 kills, of which 172 were villagers. Man, did he use that Turkish hussar to in an amazing fashion. 7 kills for this clump, 36 kills for this clump. For a second, I thought the villagers had 34 kills until I realized they're just carrying 34 pieces of wood, food rather, steaks on their way home. Only 1 kill on this fresh batch of recruits. Okay, but you know, 9 kills on this one. Like, have Sebastian doing what he could here. But at the end of the day, just being pulled apart. I think if he knew that Hera was also down to 115 villagers, maybe he would have stuck around a little bit longer, but it wouldn't have mattered. Stick around a little bit longer because Hera, 77 army supply to 13, 25 hussars in the production tab, 75 villagers on food. Stick around longer only to die later would have probably been what happened. Sebastian, though, not exactly an easy target. Took down 455 of his opponent's units, 94 of which were civilians. Hera showing us the typical Hera APM, bonkers level APM. Sebastian also, oh, look at this, roughly the same time, 5242, 5231. Wow, both players microing at their peak at the exact same moment. 190 halbs against, yeah, you know, for the majority of the game, we had hussars. Yeah, I would say not really light cav, but hussars. But wow, the classic dichotomy of slower and stronger versus faster and susceptible to countering here. Hera with not a huge economic advantage. Relic gold gave Sebastian extra 900, but a 101 to 110, basically less than 10% advantage to Hera. A lot more wood, a little bit more food. Without the relics, A little bit more gold, and take a look at that. My God, when's the last time you saw a pro game at this high level where the players were 3 resource units away from each other in terms of any of the resources? That's absolutely bonkers. 71 to 68 here for our players. Ultimately, though, Hera slowly held his ground against the incursion here to the center of the base, expanded as he needed to, put up castles to defend against any kind of counter raiding, although was pretty open here, which explains why this cav has 9 kills, and just slowly, methodically built up the most unassailable army here. 132 kills on these heavy cav archers. And when I say slowly built it, when did he actually get that upgrade? Look at this. At the 57-minute mark of the game. 57 minutes out of a game that lasted 63 minutes, or another way of saying that is an hour and 3 minutes, I guess. 6 minutes ago. So Hera, very careful, very methodic, not investing any time in infantry defense upgrades or armor upgrades, instead raiding the hell out of his opponent, although his opponent, like I said, made Hera pay for it. 455 kills, 94 civilians on his own right. Did manage to push Hera back a lot of times, although I suspect, like I said earlier, that it's because half of Hera's army was always raiding, or attempting to raid. What did he end up building here? Not much. A villager took down the outpost. Is the other villager still there who took the outpost? No, and they did actually leave one outpost. They must see this outpost, no? No, they don't. Oh, man, the Turks do not have vision. Mining camp defunct now. What is this? A random stable here for our red Chinese, but overall, what an incredibly fun, contentious game. They fought tooth and nail with each other, and take a look, Hera even taking the gold, the last gold on the map, I think, with the exception of this little pile. My goodness, was this a hard-fought W for Hera, but Sebastian sees the writing on the wall, has his entire army decimated here on the hill. The Turks, Hera, take the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.